Welcome back, Soul Tribe. Welcome back to Let's Speak It Out Loud. I am your host, Goddess Candace the Alicorn. And once again, guys, it's my honor and my pleasure to be here with you all again today. Guys, how are we doing? I hope you're all doing well. Yesterday was definitely a difficult journey working with that live. Oh man, y'all, I did this podcast 2 times yesterday, and then the third time, y'all heard me say 3 times, I decided to just come on in, do a quick 1 minute, letting y'all know what was going on with the live. Every time I began to record, y'all, after about 16 minutes, it would just cut off, and I didn't even know that you guys couldn't hear me until I finished the first podcast and I was at the end. And a brother, I thank you for that, popped in, because on the live, y'all can interact with me and say, I can't hear you. So I'm typing back and forth with him. He's like, nope, there's no sound. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So I tried it again, and then it cut off at 16 seconds, the sound. I'm like, okay, something is trying to stop me from getting this message out of here. So I'm going to take a nap, I'm going to go to sleep, and I'm going to go back through my message again to make sure I didn't miss something that needs to be told to you guys, because the ancestors wanted me to get this out. So I said I'm going to get it out to y'all. So I am so glad you all are here with me again today, and thank you so much. You know, on the podcast, Let's Speak It Out Loud, guys, I am truthful, and I am very transparent. So I'm always going to let you know what's going on. I'm not going to be fronting like, Nah, shit happens in the world. And I need y'all to see that just like me and just like you, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and this human plane of existence is something else, y'all. All right? So thank you again, guys, for being here with me. If this is your first time, welcome to our Soul Tribe. And if you are a constant and current Soul Tribe member, what up, fam? So, first thing, y'all know I gotta thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let me tell y'all something on the podcast last night that y'all couldn't hear. I bigged everybody up, and I want to thank everybody for getting me to 1,000 downloads, man. You guys are really doing this. It humbles me. It lets me know that y'all are picking up what I am putting down, all right? Because as we know, Soul Tribe, this podcast is not for everybody. You know, it's for those who want to hear and those who want to see. And I choose to be that vessel of light. So I want to thank each and every person who is here with me. I want to thank all you guys for your donations. And if you would like to donate to this podcast, all the information will be in the bottom. And guys, correspond with me. Tell me some of the things that you want to talk about, okay? That happens in the copper color community. Because some of that shit, y'all know, I just don't give a shit about. You know, and I ain't gonna talk about it because it's a distraction. You know, I teach you about distractions and boundaries. So, guys, if you would, continue to download each episode. I need you to subscribe. I need you to like. I need you to comment and interact with me. I don't care if you just throw a heart up there, because it definitely helps my algorithms, and it definitely helps me succeed and shine. As I explained last night, I'm not going to reference that anymore when I tried to talk to y'all on the podcast, that when you guys respond to me and things like that, y'all opened up that live for me, for my whole site. I had to get to a certain number before I can actually do live shows, and y'all did that. Y'all did that, so give yourself a hand, and, you know, and I appreciate you. Like I said, that lets me know you are picking up what I'm putting down. So the last time we spoke, guys, y'all know we talked about this damn earthquake here in South Carolina. You know, and that shit was crazy. It was crazy scary. And you know, the name of this podcast is Let's Get Prepared, Soul Tribe. So I had to research what was going on and what's happening. Because, you know, some of y'all don't know this, but Goddess Candace is a woman of many, many, many facets. So today, my nerd is coming out, okay? I told you I'm a nerd and I'm a geek. Also, I'm a fine-ass diva. And also, I'm going to give it to you. Because I'm meant to be a leader, a healer, a teacher, and a guide. Do you hear me? I am meant to be a leader, healer, teacher, and guide. I accepted that assignment before I manifested in human form. And I understand that. And it's difficult sometimes, you know? Whew. Being a spiritual being, having a human experience, and being able to see. You know, sometimes people say ignorance is bliss. Nah, I don't think I want to be ignorant. I don't want to be blind. I like knowing, even though knowing be scary some damn time, but at least you have a chance. So that's what we're going to talk about today, y'all. We're going to talk about some electromagnetic fields. We're going to talk about some cosmic energy. We're going to talk about frequencies and vibrations. We're going to talk about this earth. We're going to talk about the solar systems and some self-preservation. And what we're really going to talk about is what's really going on, y'all. Okay? But before we do all that, y'all, I gotta pay respect and appreciation to my spirit guides, my guardian angels, my ancestors, the Most High Creator, for the wisdom seen and unseen on my journey. And on this journey, may my voice enlighten you. May it uplift you in light. May it help you heal. May my voice help you see yourself. Maybe I'm the one to help you think outside of the box and heal that inner child inside so that you will know that you are worthy and that you will know your worth, okay? Most High Creator, let me continue to be a vessel of love, loyalty, light, and truth, and so mo it be. All right now. You know, you got to pay respect, y'all. You got to pay respect. We ain't just here by happenstance. So you definitely always have to pay respect to the Most High Creator. You know, I ain't judging nobody on what they do and how they do it. But for me, I'm so grateful and thankful that the Most High wakes me up. I'm so grateful and thankful that my feet touch this ground every single day. And I show humble homage and appreciation for that. Because it's hard out here, y'all. So, let's get into it. Let's get into it, Soul Tribe. So, like I said, y'all know I went live on Facebook on the 29th. Because we had these earthquakes here in South Carolina. And like I said before, we always used to hearing that earthquakes just happen in California. And that California one day gonna pop off and fall off into the Pacific Ocean and shit like that. Well, y'all, like I said, my nerd has kicked in. I am truly that. I am so blessed to know a lot of information and to be the type of person that ascertains or retains a lot of knowledge. I ain't talking about Google knowledge or Wikipedia knowledge. That ain't real knowledge. I'm talking about, you know, from within, where you can feel the vibration, where you know it's true. You know, when your vibration is what it is and you are in tune with your star player, you know when motherfuckers lying to you and you know when things is real. So, like I said, we had that earthquake on the 29th and we had 6 of them. And then the next day, I was going to talk to you about this yesterday because I did a bunch of research the other day. Yesterday they got on TV and live. Well, we only had 2 lives. They didn't tell us about any of the things that were happening. They didn't tell us about the earthquake that happened in Georgia 2 weeks ago and what's happening for the eastern seaboard fault lines, guys. So, on June 29th, there was this article written as I was doing my research. You know, I was going to all my nerdy sites because I go to NASA sites and different technology sites and check out different things where they tell what's actually happening, not just the crap that's going on with insurrections, which happens to be a Star Trek movie. I saw it, I'm a Trekkie. And all this other crap. They got us distracted, got our minds gone, but it's a whole bunch of other shit going on right now, and we gonna talk about it. The goddess is gonna tell you this alicorn about to lay it down to you. And I need y'all to leave me some comments. If you got questions, hit me up, okay? Everything's right there. So, I came across this article, and it was written on June 29th, the same damn day we had all them earthquakes here, and my damn house shook like crazy. Okay? Same day. And this article was written by Charlotte Edwards. She's the senior technology and science reporter for The Sun. So they were talking, and the article goes to say, CME. If you don't know what CMEs are, they're coronal mass ejections. A what, Candace? It's a coronal mass ejection. And basically what that is, it's a huge expulsion of plasma from the sun's outer layer called get ready for this, it's called the corona. The sun's outer layer is called the corona, y'all. It's a massive eruption of super hot material fired from the sun. You know, on June 26th, they were talking about this. The space scientists, they weren't sure whether the CMEs were going to hit the Earth's atmosphere on June 28th or June 29th, which is the day we had earthquakes here, y'all. Things that don't happen in South Carolina. So let me repeat that. On June 26th, the space scientists, they weren't sure whether the CMEs would hit Earth on June 28th or June 29th. Did y'all hear about this anywhere? Nope. All y'all hear is about the insurrection, the January 6th bullshit, abortion rights, they trying to take people's guns, R. Kelly got 30 years, all that shit that don't really fucking matter. And I'm going to tell you why it don't matter. It may matter to you, you may think it does, but I'm going to show you why it's a distraction. And why it really doesn't matter in the massive scheme of things. I need y'all to understand that when I say massive scheme of things. When I say it doesn't matter, I'm always talking about the vibrational realm and the massive scheme of things, of humanity. So, check it out. Experts at spaceweather.com. Y'all like, damn, they got a space weather? You have no idea. All the nerds out there holler out. Because we love it. Let me tell you something. As a child, I was involved with building rockets. I used to want to work for NASA when I was a child. I went to an academically talented school called Walker in Flint, Michigan, where I learned rocketry. What? Rocketry? Candace, they taught y'all how to shake trees? No, that was the name of the class. They taught us how to build rockets. They taught us about propulsion. They taught us about everything to get rockets in the sky. And they told us that one day where we are, we will be flying back and forth to the moon and other galaxies like Star Trek. And trust me, we are. They just ain't talking about it, but we're going to get into that, okay? So experts at the spaceweather.com explained there was a chance of minor geometric storms on June 28th or 29th when the CMEs would directly hit the Earth's magnetic field. Remember that term, magnetic field. Okay, wait a minute. Let me repeat that again. And y'all like, why is she repeating it? Because I don't want you to miss it. The spaceweather.com. Experts on spaceweather.com explain there was a chance of minor geometric storms on June 28th, June 29th. Now, June 29th is when we had the earthquakes here in South Carolina. I'm going to keep saying it. June 29th, 2022. My goddamn house shook like crazy. You hear me? My goddamn house shook like crazy. And they were talking about this, but you negated to tell anybody in the world that something is going on. Because this affects the world, not the United States. This affects the world, y'all. And let me tell you something. As we get into this, you're going to understand more that we're not in opposition with any world leader. That's a front. Because when you look at the world leader summits, they're all there. And they're talking about things like this. And they're talking about the food shortages and how the rich are going to survive and how the people who not rich or wealthy, they don't give a shit about. Because if they gave a shit about it, they'd be telling everybody on the planet what's really going on. And once again, don't believe shit I tell you. I want y'all to think I'm the craziest motherfucker in the world, but have enough balls or ovaries to go check it out. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, whichever ones you got, have enough of them to go research for yourself. Alright? Because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So, the CMEs would directly hit the Earth's magnetic field. Now, let me tell you something. Solar flares, they occur when the magnetic field surrounding a sunspot, it breaks and reforms into complex patterns. Say it again. Solar flares occur when the magnetic field surrounding a sunspot break and can rejoin into complex patterns. Kind of like Metatron's cube, how everything moves. Now, we're going to talk about some science and spiritual science and some metaphysical shit as well. Because after all, we are metaphysical beings. And the Earth is a metaphysical planet. So I need y'all to understand. Hold on, pick it up. Because I'm putting it down. Okay? Now, it causes flares to be ejected out into the solar system. And if they hit the Earth, they can cause damage to infrastructures, especially electricity. So if significant flares, y'all, enter the Earth's atmosphere and hit the planet, it's definitely going to cause widespread power outages, y'all. It's going to cause communication failures, no internet, amongst numerous so-called natural disasters like the unexpected earthquake that happened in South Carolina, that everybody in the science world seems to know that these things are taking place on Earth. Okay? It's going to have major impacts to the satellite and communication systems, radio blackouts, frequencies will be disrupted. I think that's one of the reasons, too, why I couldn't get through to y'all and finish yesterday on my live. Now, think about what was going on with y'all the past few days, and even today. Even today, things are going on. I'm sitting here recording this, and I'm watching my computer do some of the craziest shit, and I got strong internet. Strong internet. But something is happening. It's the electromagnetic field. Okay? Also, guys, why don't y'all check out the U.S. Space Weather Prediction Center? What? The who? That's what I said. The United States Space Weather Prediction Center. Okay? They're all talking about all this, but they're not talking about that to us. You turn on any news channel, unless you got the NASA channel or you're one of these night owls like me, who stay up 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes when I can't sleep. That's when I work. You know, they showing it on TV. They showing it on the History Channel. They show it then, but during the day, they showing bullshit. Okay? And every news station is saying the same thing over and over and over again. Verbatim. Don't believe me? Check it out. Verbatim. The same news stations in South Carolina are saying the exact same words verbatim because they're reading scripts. Why? Because they're actors. They're paid actors. Okay? Y'all better wake up and understand that. Why aren't meteorologists telling us about the things that are going on? You know, they knew these things were starting to happen. Okay? So when these flares are intense enough, they can disrupt the atmosphere and the layers where the GPS and communication signals travel. Y'all remember when they was flying all around and it was becoming a big thing about the chemtrails at that time? I was living in Beaufort, South Carolina, and every morning I would wake up and there would be spider web looking things all over my bushes. But they weren't spider webs. That was the residue from the chemtrails. They were like really, really fine fibers. And what we found out is that they're electronic fibers because they were wrapping the earth. That's why they were putting these chemtrails out. You're thinking to yourself, why would they do some shit like that? It's about an electromagnetic signal. Okay? So, NASA says that the flares and eruptions are going to be occurring more and more as our sun is going through their start of a new 11-year solar cycle. What? The sun got a solar cycle? Everything has a cycle. Men even have a cycle. Whether you say, y'all know some men be on their period. Hey, like, what the fuck wrong with this fool? But yes, absolutely. They say it's going to be going on more and more at the start of this new 11-year solar cycle. So what they've done, they have a solar orbiter positioned in space to observe these events. A what? It's called a solar orbiter. The solar orbiter is a sun-observing satellite. It was developed by the European Space Agency, the ESA, and NASA. For real? And the reason they did it, it was designed to obtain detailed measurements of the inner heliosphere and the solar winds. Look up heliosphere if you don't know what that is. And the solar winds. And you know, the solar winds in the scheme of it, I want y'all to look that up too. They go past the planet Pluto and beyond in the universe. So they made this solar orbiter, okay, to get detailed measurements of the inner heliosphere and the solar winds. Also, to do close observation on the polar regions of the sun. Now, some of you are like, the sun doesn't have polar regions. That's just the shit they didn't teach you in school. I knew about polar regions of the sun. The thing of it is, you can't see the polar regions of the sun from the earth. So they have a satellite up there looking. Y'all know I'm a techie. I can't even really say I'm a techie, but I'm a sci-fi nerd, okay? And when y'all remember Transformers, they keep talking about the dark side of the moon. Well, keep that in mind when you think about the polar regions of the sun. You know, as far as I can see, from everything that's taken place so far, to me, what I could find on all of this was, they've been talking about this amongst the scientific community and the space community for about 15 days as well, since they've been putting it out. But I did find a European article, y'all, from last year, October 30th, 2021, discussing this as well. So there's a lot of things going on that's happening that they're not telling anybody about. Okay? Nobody. They got us looking at other shit. They got us fighting over who gonna be president. We hate Trump. We hate Biden. I don't give a damn about nobody who sits in that office, because you need to understand that America's not a country. Number one, America's a penal colony, and it's a corporation. Candace, how are you going to say it's a penal colony and a corporation? Because it's workers and bosses. Very few bosses, which is the big corporations, and the rest is workers. Number one. Number two, countries don't have presidents, treasurers, secretaries, okay, vice presidents. But corporations do. I'm going to need y'all to wake up. Corporations have that, you know. So when you see a country that has a president, a vice president, a secretary, a treasurer, and all those different things, that's a corporation. You know, they got us fighting over presidents, abortion rights, gun rights, LGBTQ rights, transgender rights, so-called black issues, so-called white privileges. You know, everybody's fighting. Every individual thing that we have that's different, because people are different. They point that out and make you fight over that. Okay? Keep your minds dead. Keep you confused, i.e. distractions from what they're actually doing. But we don't know. We, as a copper-colored people, we have no goddamn idea what's going on. Okay? We too busy watching the sorry-ass BET Awards. That was just so disheartening to me, being an artist. Being someone who has a love of my craft and music, and how I love great artists, and the soundtrack of my life was the storyline of great artists. And this shit up there, everybody up there humping the ground, this and that. Some of y'all damn artists too fucking old to be up there humping the ground. Some of y'all I respected a whole goddamn lot. But damn, ain't you done humping the ground? In your 50s. Some of you. But that's neither here nor there. Or we watching R. Kelly. Oh, that's messed up. They gave R. Kelly 30 years. Listen, I don't know what R. Kelly did, what R. Kelly didn't do. But all y'all motherfuckers knew what he was doing. If he did it. And R. Kelly shouldn't be on trial by himself. Because the boy is literally retarded. He ain't retarded. He's a great music writer. That don't mean shit. Just because you can't read or write don't mean you can't hear music. Music is the lifeblood of the soul. Hell, it's deaf, dumb, and blind people who can play music, who can write music, who can transpose music, and sound excellent at it. And do great things. But everybody who brought a kid to R. Kelly sold their kid to R. Kelly. Let's not forget about these bitch-ass parents in our community. Y'all acting like R. Kelly didn't kidnap my kid. No. We heard the videotapes years ago of certain people who was living with R. Kelly, and your parents was talking about, look, man, you gonna give me this amount of money. You have you a good old wifey right there, and, we all be set. The bodyguards, the record industries, everybody around R. Kelly, if he was, and everybody's such a witness, y'all was doing it too. He wasn't just the only one fucking little kids. If he was doing it, I don't know. They'll say any damn thing to create a distraction. So I don't know. I wasn't there. You don't know. You wasn't there. And if you was there, your ass need to be locked up too. You need another 30 years on top of his. How about that? Y'all remember my podcast, Protect the Babies? And Tell the Babies the Truth? Shit. We got all this shit going on with telecommunications. They're creating 5G. That's an electromagnetic field. And 10G. What? 10G? Yeah. Because the company I work for, they had it in our emails every day showing us the 10G technology. Kind of like them holograms they did with Whitney Houston and Tupac. That was the first kind of experiment of that 10G technology. And this metaverse. We're going to talk about all of that. Why is all this important? We're going to Sophia the robot. They're making thinking robots, this artificial intelligence. Okay, y'all think it's so goddamn cool? Everybody gotta have one. Didn't you see iRobot? When they put shit in movies, that shit tends to be real. So, like I said, this 5G and 10G, these electric cars. But what's happening with the earth right now, anything electric, we're gonna start having power grid disruptions, geometric and geomagnetic storms. Not only that, y'all, what this boils down to is sacred geometry. You're like, what? How she jumped from there to sacred geometry? Because you ain't following me. The sacred geometry of it all. Because not only does the earth have electromagnetic fields, so does a human being. The powers that be and the Europeanized institutions call it earth science. But it's actually ancient wisdom and sacred geometry, y'all. An electromagnetic field surrounds the human body. And EMF's electromagnetic frequencies emit from the human body as they surround the body. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Give me a second. Let me turn my light up. Cause I'm about to get deep. Oh, I didn't turn it off, y'all. I'm about to get deep with y'all. So, let me take a drink. Human electromagnetic fields, or your aura. What? The aura? Yes, your aura is considered a human electromagnetic field. Our health and our empowerment rely on just basic knowledge of the electromagnetic fields in the chakra system. Why do y'all think I did the chakra series? Because the universe made me, because I didn't know why I did the chakra series. But you see how it's coming along? Because now I'm having to explain to you with these things that are happening universally. They're happening within our universe that you need to be aware of. So, our health and our empowerment, it relies on just basic knowledge of the electromagnetic field and chakra system. Follow me. The human electromagnetic field is part of the universal energy that's associated with the human body. You hear me? That electromagnetic field is part of the universal energy that's associated with the human body. It's also called the light body. Okay? It's extremely important to understand that the layering effect of the human energy field, i.e., the physical, the etheric, the emotional, the mental, astral, and the upper spiritual plane bodies, they're not a layering effect at all. It's just a more expansive version of ourselves. So they're not really layered, a layering effect. You got to understand that it's just an expansive version of ourselves, which carries inside it the more limited forms of who we are as individuals. So check. Let me break it down a little bit for you. All right? So like when we meditate and we calm the brain of the chatter that's constantly going on, we emit alpha frequencies of about 7 to 9 hertz. When the brain is relaxed, y'all, and it's in the state of the same frequency and the vibration as the energy fields of the earth. I'm going to say that again. So like when we meditate and calm the brain of all the chatter, all the distractions, all the shit that they are constantly bombarding us with technology, with tic-tac and TikTok and this and that and the reels and this and that and that. When we calm our brain of all that shit, we emit alpha frequencies of about 7 to 9 hertz. So when that brain is relaxed, you're in the same state and the same frequency of vibration as the energy fields on Earth. Technology has tremendous levels of electromagnetic energy, millions of times higher than before. So all this different types, and you're like, well, I don't have a cell phone. I don't use my cell phone. I don't sleep with my cell phone in my room. Yeah, but there's so much more electromagnetic energy pulsating through the Earth's atmosphere that we come in contact with. The 5G towers, they brought them down and closer. So there's a tighter vibration in between each pole. So as you walk past that, it's affecting your energy. Microwaves, X-rays, TVs, cell phones, radio frequencies, high-tension wires. I need y'all to understand that part of it. There's this world-renowned expert on EMFs, electromagnetic fields. I'm going to keep letting y'all know, but I use the acronyms. You're like, what she say that mean again? Electromagnetic fields. So there's this world-renowned expert. He's supposed to be an expert in EMFs. His name is Dr. Robert Becker. He said, at the present time, the greatest polluting element in the Earth's environment is the proliferation of EMFs. In addition, the energy field of the Earth interacts with the energy fields of the outer planets, the constellations, and all of that. And with that being said, those changes then reflect on the energy fields of all living bodies on the planet, especially humans. The energy fields then act as the interface connecting all living things and all living matter. Humans, plants, animals, and the earth. Do y'all get that? Everything is connected. And for real, y'all be thinking that it's not. Y'all be thinking that everything is not connected, but it is. We are connected to the earth. We are the ones who are connected to the earth. So when there's any electromagnetic shift out in the universe, it affects us in so many ways. That's why people be going crazy. Y'all don't understand that. People be going crazy when things happen. Like, well, where are these killings and stuff coming from? And people be killing people over stupid shit. That's because you're off balance, for one. You don't understand who you are, for two. And these electromagnetic energies that are happening out there in the atmosphere are affecting us here. But we too busy arguing about what president we hate in January 6th insurrections. Y'all, it's bigger than that. This is planetary. This is not locally, put it that way. It's the whole earth. We can argue, bitch, fuss, and fight all day long, but the earth is trying to tell you something. You better watch these animals. These animals are telling you what's happening as well. So, all I can tell you is ask for inner wisdom and divine guidance, y'all. So, let's talk about this. So, remember I said that the countries are all together in this. Like the movie 2012. They was building shit in China in the movie 2012 because they knew this extinction level event was coming. You know, they knew that the earth possibly was going to flood, all this and that. You got to watch the movie. However, all of these countries are in space together. All of them are in space together. Why are we all up in space? Then you got your boy Elon Musk. Everybody, oh, he's so great. He's such a genius. He's building these rockets and sending them up into the air. But I remember when we used to go watch. When they used to be right there on Cape Canaveral, they turned all the goddamn television stations to the rockets going up in there. Made a big thing, showed us all the astronauts. They was waving. And I was like, yep, I want to work for NASA. Look at that shit. This is my mindset as a child. We even saw the unforgivable thing, the Challenger blow up. I was in high school. They aired everything. And we like, yeah, look at that. First teachers going up in space and boom, bitch blew up. We saw it all. But now you have a civilian who can build a rocket. Why couldn't I build my rocket and send it up into space? The government wasn't going to allow me to do that. But a civilian billionaire, something's going on. I'm telling y'all, they not spending $25 million for a toilet seat on Air Force One like they claiming they doing. And spending the $77 billion to build more tanks and this and that. No. Y'all got to understand. So, check this out. Let's go here. So, I went to the U.S. Department of Defense website, defense.gov. Because I was trying to remember what year that was, and that was December 20th, 2019, when we formed the damn space police. What? And that's exactly what we said when Donald Trump stood up there with all them. He was like, goddamn Space Force? The fuck we need a Space Force for? Well, the ancestors already showed me that. And spirit guys, I know why we need a Space Force. Because remember now, they used to tell everybody there was conspiracy theories and this and that and that and this. But they also revealed with the Freedom of Information Act that they had been lying forever about Area 51. And there are UFOs and there are different types of terrestrials and different type of planetary life. Got you thinking they look like green Martians. Got you thinking that. No, they looking just like human beings. Because some of y'all got terrestrial DNA within you. You better ask somebody and stop believing this shit. Talk to your spirit guides and your ancestors and clean your inside and raise your vibration. So none of this was ever a shock to me. Because through spirituality, I've been teaching for a very long time. A very long time. And teaching isn't always in a classroom. Because I've been blessed to see. And I'm so humble and thankful for the wisdom. But some of y'all got terrestrial DNA. Or shall I say some of us. Some of us. And some terrestrials hate humans. Because the human is the youngest species in the universe. That's a whole nother conversation. So let's get back to this. The Space Force. Y'all, why do we create a Space Force? You know, the Space Force was created. And once it was created, it was the first new armed service since 1947. The U.S. Space Force. You know, the United States Air Force was authorized by the National Security Act of 1947. So they were the last armed forces that was created for us in this country. And I thank every veteran for their service. My fathers are veterans. My brothers are veterans. I thank each and every mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, niece, and nephew who's out there fighting for something. It's whatever they told you. But I promise you it ain't what it is. So I thank you so much for your service, because you are appreciated, because I'm not going. I ain't gonna never lie about that. I'm not going. You know, I ain't cut out for that one. I just can't go and I can't do that. And I respect all of y'all so much for that, because it takes a special type of person to be able to do that. So, when they made the Space Force, it was in the National Defense Authorization Act. In the year 2020, there was a $738 billion fiscal year. Excuse me, y'all. And with that money, and with that National Defense Authorization Act, basically what it was authorization of funds for the military and civilian pay, new aircrafts, ship constructions, tanks, armored vehicles, and much, much more. We don't know what the fuck the much, much more is. Because I'm telling you, if you ever read a bill or an act, it's like 10,000 goddamn pages. So they hide shit in there. So, after President Trump took office, there was almost a 2.5 trillion, not billion, trillion in defense spending. And in the National Defense Authorization Act, a service was created that will be totally focused on organizing, training, and equipping the Space Force. So when you go back here to this act, the National Defense Authorization Act, and it says that most of that $738 billion plus that $2.5 trillion was to fund military and civilian pay raises. Here we go. New aircraft, ship constructions, tanks, armored vehicles, and more. Okay? Y'all don't honestly believe that they talking about shit that's going to be on this earth. We got plenty of tanks. We got plenty of aircrafts. We got more armored vehicles on this planet than the law allows, and we sell them to other countries. We're the biggest arms dealer on the planet. So they couldn't be talking about any more vehicles for here. Candace, they was. They was talking about updated stuff with more technology. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. And also organizing, training, and equipping the Space Force, which is our new armed force within the Department of the Air Force. Okay? I know it was the same reaction. I know most copper-colored people had the same reaction to the Space Force as we had when they said, Trump said just grab him in the pussy. What? Where they do that at? It was the same reaction. Cat Williams does it so well. Grab him in the pussy. Where they do that at? Space Force? Y'all better wake up and understand there's something happening in the atmosphere. And it's not global warming. This is much, much more than global warming. Guys, remember, we just had the blood moon. We just had the solar eclipse. And we're continuing to have the eclipse, and these eclipses and all these planets align together. You know that electromagnetic energy that I was just talking about, that it affects all planets that are in alignment with the Earth. Coincidence? I don't think so. And then you got Elon Musk taking all these rich people into space. He ain't running no scholarship to take little Peanut and Ray Ray up there in Skibo from the south side of Chicago, or from Fifth Ward, Texas, or from Ninth Ward in New Orleans. He ain't running no scholarship to enlighten those minds. He taking rich folks up there. Why? That's a good question. Ask yourself that, because I'm teaching you to think outside the box. Y'all ain't never got to like shit I say, and y'all ain't never got to believe nothing I say, because you can believe a lie. As y'all can see, we doing it every goddamn day on TV, believing the lies as they tell us lies visually. TV, telling you lies visually. Tell lies vision. So we believe that shit every day. So why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Because there's something happening. Y'all, like I said, if it's in a movie, they're already talking about it and already doing it. These people leaking all kind of stuff through Hollywood. You better watch the movie Geostorm. And I mentioned the movie Elysium before. It was on last night. Watch Elysium. Where all the citizens are up in Elysium in the air because the earth, they done sucked everything out of the earth. Watch Elysium. Watch the movie 2012. Watch the movie San Andreas. Definitely watch iRobot. That's all that new artificial intelligence. Men in Black. That's the space police. Men in Black. Now get the fuck out of here. Think how many years ago Men in Black 1, 2, and 3 came out before they announced Space Force. What the fuck is happening in space that we need police up there? Oh, well, Russia might, or the satellites might. Watch these world leader meetings. They're all there together. Yes, they play a good game and they act. Action. Well, I think I would be the best person because this person's an asshole. Or I remember this person back in the 60s did that. Or this will be the first African American to do this and that. And y'all know how I feel about that because I'm not an African. Never have been. Indigenous Aboriginal. My ancestors are from here. Turtle Island, which y'all now call these United States of America, before any European squatter came over. So that's neither here nor there. But it's the mind games that they're playing with you. You know, terrestrial technology has always been around. This is one of the things that Hitler was using. That's why it became a World War I and World War II, because Hitler was using much advanced technology. It's like the internet. The internet was around for a long time. Couple of decades before they introduced it to the world, it was something that the military was using. But as we always do, we have to figure out how to use shit to control people before we release it to the masses. Same thing with the legalization of marijuana. Marijuana used to be legal until Dow Chemical and polyester and all those fibers were created because hemp was the strongest fabric on the planet. And you couldn't figure out how to tax seed. You could throw weed outside, weed seeds, and you have a whole damn farm next week. But they figured it out now because your boy, Bill Gates, is controlling seeds from seed to sale. Monsanto and all those people, they're controlling the food, they're controlling the water, they're controlling your thought process. TikTok is such a powerful algorithm. It really reads your mind. You better understand me. You better do some research. Do some research about this technology because it's interacting with your electromagnetic field in your body. Because we are that. We are vibration and we are energy, y'all. That's why the universe had me do those podcasts on the chakra system. We got to get back to the root of us so we can elevate past this wickedness. Because when we are in the light, the dark can't exist. So that's why the dark is keeping us blinded and in the dark. You understand me? When we are in the light, they can't touch us. And like I said, there are many beings on this planet. They always taught us that the moon was made of cheese. And that the earth, well, first they told us it was solid, then they told us it was, a ball of fire. Those are caverns inside the earth. There's people, or shall I say beings, who have lived in the caverns inside of the earth for billions of years before there ever was a status system of a black and white that America created. I say it again for those in the back. There are beings who have lived inside of the earth for billions of years, maybe even trillions, before there was a status quo system or a caste system or a so-called black and white status system that America created. We once understood that we are one with the planet. All aboriginal people of this earth once realized that we are connected, not only to this planet, but we are connected to the stars. That's why they have always investigated and studied the doggone people of Africa. Because they're still as primitive as they want to call them, primitive, which means they're not into Western anything. They still live the way they lived for thousands of years. How could they chart the stars? How do they know the names of the stars? Huh? Yeah, look it up, the doggone people. Because every aboriginal species on this planet has always understood that it's more than just us. And it ain't about us as a people, it's about us as a planet in the universal scheme of things. But we, as a copper-colored people, we have to wake the fuck up. We are on autopilot of self-destruction. That's the best way I can put it. Y'all know we got to have the hard conversations here. We have the conversations with each other that we don't want to talk about with nobody else. The conversations that we speak about amongst ourselves. Because, you know, we all have our mask. And we put that mask on in the world. You know, like racist white people who don't want to act like they racist. They don't say nigga until they get home. Y'all know it's the truth because there's some of y'all, you know, of European descent that's on here. You know your friends and you might say, no, I'm not that type of person. I know. But until they know you're not that type of person, you've heard them say nigga. I don't know damn nigga. You know? It's so much going on in the world right now. And it has nothing to do with what's happening in the universe. So I had to come to y'all today to tell you that I love you. That's why I'm here. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love us to know in, and I want us to wake up. I want us to heal ourselves spiritually. I want us to uplift ourselves. And those of us who are beacons of light, it's time for your light to come on and stop bullshitting. You're going to go into the light or you're going to stay in the darkness, because I'm telling you, something is happening universally. And you have to be aware. Some of the things that we need to start doing, we're already talking about the food shortage. Now, if we're the greatest planet, the greatest country on the planet, how we run out of baby milk? We ran out of baby milk because they taught us not to breast pump anymore. And this is every nationality on the planet. Oh, no, I have to work and this and that. They make you feel bad for doing the natural things that the Most High Creator created you to do. The Most High Creator didn't make no damn Similac. He made Tittylac. He ain't make no damn Enfamil. And let me back up. I'm trying to speak to the generalization of people to bring you up. God is male and female because we are both. So y'all need to understand that. Feminine energy and masculine energy. Put it that way, not male, female. Feminine and masculine energy. Christianity teaches you to say him from the patriarchal society. However, the Most High Creator made Tittylac and Titty Meal instead of Similac and Enfamil. Okay? Plain and simple. And these next generations, you guys, if you about to have a baby, or if you don't have any yet but plan on having some in the future, you need to start with self-preservation. Start feeding your baby the natural things that are within your body. And start feeding yourself that. Now, we're talking about baby milk shortage. But let me tell you something. That plant in Michigan ain't the only goddamn baby milk in the world. So you're not going to tell me that plant closing down in Michigan made all the baby milk in the United States go away. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know who you think you talking to. Talking to some dumbass person. Not me. I ain't hearing that shit. Because I know how you do things to control things. So I say the first law of nature is self-preservation. Now we got food shortages. They are real. And all y'all getting your food stamps and this and that and this. Listen, you got to do what you got to do to live. However, we need to start doing this with our food stamps, those of us who get them. Start buying you some fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. There's some farmer markets that take food stamps and keep the seeds. Go to your local farmers and get some seeds. Buy some, any fruits and vegetables you buy. Your onions. We got onions growing in the window now. Sprouting. Get you some aloe vera. Because what I need y'all to do is be prepared for what's happening. Because they lying to us all. You know? They're trying to make you think it's a gun issue when they trying to get the fuck out of this bitch because they know that the universe is changing. The powers that be. And I'm not talking about Democrat, Republican, Independent. I'm talking about world globalization leaders. We ain't fighting Kim Jong-un and Putin and all of that. We ain't fighting them people. They all up in space together. They all up in space together. This is a planetary plan that they putting together. So I'm going to need y'all to be prepared. Y'all, these electromagnetic storms and electromagnetic fields keep happening. All this technology that they're making y'all think is so great, it's going to shut down. And before I forget, let me talk about this metaverse. When I talked about the sky and them going up into the sky and they making these space stations and this and that, and they're not allowing us to see like they used to. Why do you think they're making a metaverse? So nobody has to be around each other. Because the elite, the bosses, the plantation owners are going to be up there. And they're going to have a boardroom. Well, you can all meet in the metaverse. It's so cool. It's so great. Oh, it's so great. And y'all going to be down here. You see? I'm going to need y'all to understand there's something going on. And I might be the craziest motherfucker on the planet. And I'll be that. But what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to sit here and believe that shit. When I'm a very highly intelligent woman. And yes, I am a nerd. And I investigate things. And I research things. And like I said, I don't just do Google and Wikipedia. Because Wikipedia is not real anyway. Wikipedia even tell you they're not real. Anybody can go on Wikipedia and change something. So if you're getting your information from Wikipedia, I feel for you because you're being lost. You know, you're being lost. And everything is so censored today. You know, it drives us nuts. Then my granddaughter is 8.5. She's about to be 9 this month. And she's about, hey Google, hey Alexa, hey this, hey that. Then everybody's got showing their baby on TikTok. Alexa, play Baby Shark. Y'all think that shit's so cute. And I get it. This generation was born with that. And I'm of the generation before this shit was made public. I'm from the 8-track generation. If you don't know what an 8-track player is, look that up. I was so pissed off when I bought my truck because it didn't have a CD player in it because everybody's streaming. It used to be back in the day, you had an 8-track player, and when it got to the end, you pulled that bitch out, flipped it over. All right. Then the 8-tracks went away, and it became cassette players. You know? But it was always albums. The Wax, the Black Album, the Black Wax. Melanin was in those albums. Carbon. You say melanin? Yeah, because carbon is melanin, and melanin is carbon. Okay? Y'all better wake up and start learning the chemical makeup of things and start understanding and start relearning. And stop believing and just regurgitating what they regurgitated to us in school through compulsory education. And do your own investigation on some things. It's that time for us to get prepared. And like I say, as we continue to have all these things going on in the atmosphere, because we can fight all day long, something's happening to the earth. And I don't give a fuck how big your house is, how much money you got, how big your pool is, and how your pool warm. I don't care nothing about that, because if the planet's gone, then fucking what? So I'm going to need us to raise our vibrations, light workers. I'm going to need us to raise our vibration, soul tribe. Y'all, go in here to this podcast and start with the chakra series. As a matter of fact, start with self-love is caring, or start with boundaries. There is something in here that's going to uplift you to hit that spark within you and to turn that light on. Because we got to get prepared. And let me tell you something, if nothing happens, great. But I'd rather be prepared and nothing happens than be ass out and something happens and dependent on somebody else to self-preserve me. Guys, start looking into portable solar generators. What? Well, I got a big generator. I put some gas in it out there and that damn thing can run for a week. Well, let me tell you something. If the shit hits the fan and everybody on your block is without power, somebody gonna be brave enough for self-preservation to come up while you sleep and steal your damn generator. Because you're not gonna be able to put it in the house with all the gas fumes, this and that. And then, if gas is gonna be available, I'll run it off moonshine. Great. But you still can't put it in your house because of the gas fumes. Number 2. If the power grid and everything shuts down, you can't plug shit in. So that's your refrigerator. That's your everything. Your stove. You can't cook. Well, I can cook on fire. I'm sure you can. However, invest, guys, in solar generators because you can put it inside your house. You can say they come with solar panels. You can even get a solar powered generator that plugs right into your electrical circuit box of your house. Okay? All right? You'll be able to live for months. For months. Take a ham radio class. Hell, take a Morse code class. We're going to have to find alternative ways to communicate. We, copper-colored people, let's start a ham radio community. Let's start a Morse code community. Start stocking up on medical supplies, y'all. Gauzes, Band-Aids, aspirin, just different, Tylenols, just different things you may need. On that end, alcohol, we're going to get drunk? No, I ain't talking about alcohol for that. I'm talking about alcohol to clean wounds. Because if you out there trying to cut wood or this and that, and as you fuck around cut yourself, you're going to need to kill that infection. You know? Honey, raw honey. Not the one that's in the grocery store that look like the cute little teddy bear. That's high fructose corn syrup. It's not real honey. Raw honey. Right now, start your bee farm. I'm talking about honey that's made from bee throw up. What? Yeah. If you ain't know that, honey is made from bee throw up, bee spit. They pollinate all the flowers. They get the pollination and they recycle it through their bodies. Okay? I tell people all the time, because, I haven't eaten meat since 1994, and we need to lighten our vibration, y'all. Because I promise you something, shit fuck up, all this meat ain't going to be out there for you to eat. And if you are a meat eater or off-grid living person, hell, take your class on learn how to skin shit if animals are still around. But you're going to have to start growing food within your house. Take a CPR class so you'll be useful when shit go down. Learn about water filtration, how to filtrate your water when there's no water coming out of your pipes. Like I said, stock up on that alcohol. Take a gardening class. Every fucking thing is on YouTube. Raw honey is actually used for antibiotics. They used it for thousands of years. Keep a bug out bag, y'all. A bug out bag? Hell yeah. Because shit could happen tomorrow. I'm telling you, y'all better watch these movies. Keep you a bug out bag. The way shit is going in the world, shit can happen tomorrow. And just like they shut down all of these countries, kind of makes you wonder what really was going on, y'all. Because I've heard people say to me, man, I just don't understand how that virus got all around the world like that. Good question. Keep asking the questions. If you want to know the answer, then you got to know the question. See, I'm an analog girl living in a digital world. So I'm always going to ask them questions. Thank you, Erykah Badu, for that. Analog girl in a digital world. You know? Keep that bug out bag. Keep you some cash on you. Like I told y'all the other day, before the earthquakes happened, nobody can use their debit cards here. You go to certain stores, oh man, the internet is out. There's some solar flares that they didn't tell us nothing about. That's messing with the technology. The shit that's happening above our heads in space or below us, because, you know, they told us that space is up there, but it could be backwards, because they didn't told us that this is the North Pole, that's the South Pole, the bitch is backwards. They tell us everything backwards, and we never investigate. We just do what they say and believe the lies that they tell us visually. See, television, the reason television came about was for advertising, to sell more products. Y'all better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. The reason your boys and them Rockefeller and them got behind the women's movement for women to vote, because there wasn't enough workers. Think I'm lying? They just played the shit on how America was built. Just played it. Y'all need to look at more shit than bullshit ass BET Awards and, you know, look at her rims and I'm putting lights on the bottom of my car and this and that, and ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Because when the shit hit the fan, you gonna need a plan. And start making a plan, y'all. Just thinking about our electromagnetic energy. How about you shut down technology one day and you take your kids out to the park? Take them out on the nature. I don't like no damn heat. Well, wait till it get cooler. Go out on a misty day. Take an umbrella with you. Start identifying plants. Poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. Start learning things that you can eat off the land and the things you can't eat off the land. Start watching nature, because nature definitely is going to tell you. In your bug out bag, keep cash. I told you. They keep trying to push everybody towards this digital currency, but cash will always make it, I promise you. And if you need to barter with somebody, cash and minerals. Get you some little gold coins, some little gold bullion, some little silver bullion, because the things you can do, all these blacksmiths and stuff in the world, hell, it ain't nothing to learn how to smelt. It ain't nothing to learn how to melt that shit down and make little coins and you can barter. You know, barter for flour, barter for this, barter for what somebody else has. Because trust me, your debit card ain't going to be able to get it. We don't take debit, we take only cash. So keep that on you. And another reason about stocking up on alcohol, because think about it. If the world runs out of gas and you still have a gas vehicle, because if somebody hits us with an electronic pulse grenade or we get hit from a solar flare from outer space and all that goes down, all y'all cute ass electric vehicles are not going to work. Y'all don't think about that, do you? They're not going to work. I know they're great right now because gas prices are through the goddamn roof, but that's a push to push you towards that. Keep that old motherfucking pickup truck to take gas with the tanks on both sides. Fill that bitch up with some vodka, some moonshine. It's gonna run. Throw some Crown Royal in that bitch. You understand? There's all types of alternative ways to do things, and but we have to think outside of the box. That's the difference between surviving or not. You know, make a plan for you and your family. I don't care if you don't like your family. Make a plan. You and your cousin get together. Buy an acre or two somewhere and start building a homestead. You and your other cousin get together and put the money down towards the portable generators. I don't care if you just get 1 acre to grow food on. You and your homeboy, how about y'all go buy a 5th wheel? So you'll have somewhere to use the bathroom and this and that, so you don't have to wipe your ass in the woods or be out there in the woods. Something where you can set up a homestead where y'all can be there and protect each other and be there for each other. Because when shit go down, you ain't gonna want to be alone. Because this world is already showing you how much we give a fuck about each other. And those of us who do care about each other as a species. You know, it's all kind of shit that's going on in the world, but in the vast scheme of things, the vibrational energy of the species is what's at play right now. And they're not telling us that. And all these electronics are messing with our natural electromagnetic frequencies. I need y'all to understand. Take your self-defense class. Something is happening in the atmosphere. And they're not telling it. No matter what the scientists say or what they don't say, they're not telling it. But those of us, you know, who y'all say, oh, they're just conspiracy theorists. They just conspiracy theorists. Listen, if you still calling people conspiracy theorists, get the fuck off my podcast. This ain't the podcast for you. Sorry. Get off. Because our governments have been lying to us for centuries about everything. And keeping us pitted against each other. And with the caste systems in place on this planet, and the social construct systems on this planet, it keeps people divided because you actually think that money means something. And I've heard lots of billionaires, even our black ones, say, once you get to a certain level, you really understand that money doesn't mean anything. But when you don't have it and you've never had it, you think that's what it is. And so when we get it, like when you got them stimulus checks, which I told everybody, don't believe you ain't going to have to pay that back. Hell, they got me on my taxes. Well, we gave you an extra check. Y'all ain't give me no damn extra check. Trust me. Trust me. You did not give me an extra check. You know, they don't even know what they did with half this damn money. They just threw us some that was our money in the first place. Our currency, shall I say. And the U.S. dollar is a fiat currency anyway. And if you don't know what that is, look up a fiat currency. I want y'all to research things. I ain't going to just tell y'all everything. I want you to look it up. Because I want you to have your opinion. I want you to think outside of the box. And you can agree with me or not agree with me. It really makes me no difference. However, the things I know, I'm going to continue to speak it out loud. And when the universe makes me speak, I listen. Whatever. Whoever. It's what it is. And I say this all the time for people who know me. I smoke too much damn weed to be sitting here lying to y'all. See, when you be lying all the time, you got to remember shit. I ain't got time for that. Just shoot straight from the hip and get it out there. It's the best thing I can tell you. Shoot straight from the hip and get it out there. All right? So, y'all, I love y'all so much. I love you so much that I want you to understand we, as a people, as a copper-colored indigenous aboriginal people on this planet. I don't care where you are listening to this podcast. If you are a copper-colored individual aboriginal person on this planet, we have got to stop being led to the slaughter and fighting each other with the systematic autopilot self-destruction tools that we have been given. You understand me? I love us all. I ain't got no hate for nobody. You all right with me? I'm all right with you. You come fucking with me, then you want some. Plain and simple. That ain't never changed. If I can't help you, I ain't gonna hurt you. I just ain't for no goddamn shenanigans, and I ain't trying to showboat for none of you motherfuckers. If nobody ever talked to me in the world, I'll be okay, because I'm the most interesting person I ever met. That's a Virgo thing. I'll say it again. If nobody on this planet ever talked to me, that would be just fine, because I'm the most interesting person that I've ever met. Not saying I haven't met interesting people, but I love me and I know my worth and I don't feel bad for loving me. And we all go through those childhood traumas. I did Color Struck, which y'all made that my most listened to podcast so far. And I love y'all for that because it was truth. That's another self-sabotaging autopilot system that we are on. And I love us and I want us to stop. Now, I say this again, this disclaimer. If you are one of those evil, wicked-ass motherfuckers who came here to bring the planet down, and one of those imposters who look like us, but your agenda is for the people who want to take us out, fuck you. And fuck you again. And as my wife would say, Gara. We don't give a rat's ass. Because we know that light cancels out darkness every single time. Darkness can play, because darkness plays behind your back. No, put it this way. I heard this before. Y'all let me correct that. And you might like this. Darkness plays behind your face, which is your back. Because they ain't going to play in your face. They're going to play behind your face. Now, behind your back is in your face. And they ain't going to never do it behind your back, because that's going to put them in your face and they're going to be exposed and seen. They play with you behind your face. And they're so convincing and so loving and so this and so that, bitches. Karma is moving quickly and swiftly right now, guys. So what you put out, you can think that nobody knows. But Spirit is always watching. And y'all can listen to that podcast too. Spirit is always watching. And when you put out evil and you get it back, you can't blame nobody but yourself. And listen, light workers, spirit guides, those of us who are on the positive path trying to uplift people. Just because you're going through something, it does not mean that the Most High Creator doesn't see you. You hear me? Just because you're going through something doesn't mean you're being punished. Oh, the Lord is getting me. No, the Lord is trying to teach you something and give you experience about something so you can be stronger when this task that you have been assigned, that you signed up for before you came here, comes to pass. So you can have the strength to identify, to excel, and to conquer anything that stands in your path. Do you hear me? Because you are worthy and you are worth it. And I need you to know your self-worth, all right? All right, family. Well, it has been my honor and my pleasure, and I am so humbled to be able to pass this message along to you all today. Please, once again, guys, talk to me. Let me know. Talk to me in the comments. Tell me what you think. Now, if you put some bullshit in my comments, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to debate with you. And when I say bullshit, it's just trolls out there in the world, this and that, and this. I'm just going to delete you. I'm going to delete you, block you, moving on, because that lets me know who you are. You're that negative vibration trying to pull energy from me. And I'm very, 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 very protective of my energy at this time. So I'm talking to my microphone. I have cut off so many people who I've loved so dearly because they didn't love me. They just wanted my energy. And energy vampires are prevalent all over this planet. And we're going to a higher vibration. 3D to 5D, y'all. 3D to 5D. 3D to 5D. The universe is moving faster, the earth is moving faster, and things are happening in the solar system because this is a spiritual vibration, y'all. Don't believe that this is just something that's happening. This is ancient wisdom. This is ancient wisdom and sacred geometry and spiritual vibrations. And your electromagnetic energy can make you and move you to different planes within the universe and different vibrations within the universe. So know this. And if somebody tells you, oh, you crazy, you listening to that goddess Candace shit, stop talking to them. Stop talking to them. Stop fucking talking to them. Because if they can't hear, it ain't for them. I am here for those who need to hear, who have sent that prayer out to the Most High Creator and their ancestors and their spirit guides to say, show me, open that light up. And those who can see me, you do. And I love you all. Soul Tribe, I want y'all to have a wonderful evening, a wonderful night. Once again, y'all download, subscribe, like, share, comment, donate if you choose. But whatever you do, keep your head up and know your worth. I am Goddess Candace, the Alicorn. I love you so very much. Thank you for spending this hour and a half with me this evening. I love you so much. Have a great, great evening, y'all. Peace.